Hey guys, it's Jim with Hawthorne Manor. Today's episode isn't very glamorous, but very necessary. How to make haunted house walls. Let me get right to it. On the sides, I used 1x2 fairing strips, 2x2 cross braces. I put 3 of them in. This is 7 feet tall, and I went 40 inches wide on each of them because that's what'll fit through my attic access. And then what I do is cover them in very cheap black sheets. I could buy these at Walmart for like $4 or $5. So as you can see, they're very thin, stackable, and you can decorate them any way that you want to. And I simply use staples on the side. See if we can see that here. To cover the cloth. I put my middle cross member about 4 feet off the ground. That way I can attach other things to it. The benefit here is that they go up real quick, really easy. And I just use metal brackets. I have all these taped together so that I can store them, but these are all of the braces that go up in the ceiling. And what they do is they hold all the walls together, spanning across a room. Some of them have hooks for hanging props. Some of them have lights. And you can see the braces that I use. You can buy these in contractor packs and get them real cheap. You're going to need a lot of these. Using that same design, I came up with this wall where I went ahead and hung a light on it. This is going to go in the butcher shop and it looks kind of spooky. Alright, here's my crazy invention. Last year my haunt was really hot, very stuffy, and there was no air movement in it because it was sealed up pretty good. So this is going to mount up in the ceiling between the walls. It's going to span it. Basically it's a 2x2 frame with a vent cover, and then I mounted a fan on the back. Now you can either blow it down or suck it out. This was real cheap. This was a Walmart special fan that I got on clearance for like $14. And all I had to do was screw it down to the wood, and it gets really good airflow. Now the other thing I recommend, get this over here, make a plan first. Get all your measurements down, and then what I've done is I've also numbered every panel so I know which order they go in when I assemble them. So come haunted house day, I could probably put up all the walls in just a matter of an hour or so. There you go. Off to the next thing. Alright, let me give you a little more detail on how I assemble these. Of course, I start out with wood glue for the joint to make it more secure. I also use this triangle to make sure that all the joints are at a 90-degree angle. Using a 1/8 inch drill bit, I go ahead and pre-drill 2 holes and use screws. I use 2 because if you only use 1, the wood will twist on you. Now the one thing to consider about this too is this type of wood usually comes warped or it eventually warps. Don't worry about it. It's a haunted house, and if it's a little crooked, it looks kind of cool. Alright, there you go. Alright, so here I'm going to demonstrate for you how the bracing works to hold up the walls. Here I have 2 panels that have not been covered in sheets, and I use one of my cross braces to let them stand up. So once you have this principle down, you can assemble just about any configuration of a maze that you want. Here's a view from the top how the brackets attach.